Okay, so now we're going to walk through the process of writing a definition essay. So I've given you a writing prompt. Here's a question, and we're going to write a paragraph about this question. What is your definition of stress? I have a feeling that none of us will have any trouble coming up with things to say about stress. So let's walk through the writing process. Remember the 4 steps in the writing process? Well, I have them here. Let's quickly remind ourselves what we have to do. Because the first thing we have to do is get some ideas about stress on paper. We do that through pre-writing. And remember in the module about pre-writing, there are several different methods that you can use to get some ideas on paper. Then we need to gather supporting evidence and specific examples. Based on our pre-writing, we need to pick out 3 supporting points, and we're going to add specific detail for each one of those supporting points. In the 3rd step, we're going to organize everything. We're going to write a topic sentence, which is a 1-sentence definition of stress, because that's how we do definition writing. Then we're going to put the points in the appropriate order, and we're going to add transitions. And finally, we'll write the rough draft and get that an actual paragraph written down. And then the last step in the process, revise and edit, we're going to look for errors, we're going to add specific details if we need them, and we're going to add variety to our sentences. All right, so in the pre-writing, if I ask you what is stress, one method that we could use is to just make a list. Here's an example of listing on the screen for you. And so I just listed everything I could think of that causes stress. And this is the list I came up with: health issues, paying bills, jobs, parenting, school, and you can see all that for yourself. So now that I've got some ideas on paper for step 2, I need to decide, okay, what are my best supporting points? And I decided to cross out health issues because as I was looking at the rest of my list, all of the rest of them have to do with 3 basic things: family, job, and school. So that gave me an idea. That's why I double underlined juggling family, job, and school. Since that's what all of the rest of my points are about, it occurred to me, maybe that's my definition, is the juggling of family, school, and job. And then I've also got my 3 supporting points: family, job, and school. And so I can add specific details, and some of the things in this list will work as specific details for those supporting points. So I'm going to write a sketch outline because now I'm ready. So I've got a topic sentence. I'm going to write this out as a complete sentence. Stress is juggling a job, family life, and school. This is a great topic sentence because remember, a topic sentence has to have 2 main components. It has the limited topic. What is this paragraph about? Well, our limited topic here is stress. And then we have an idea about the limited topic, that what stress is that it's juggling family life, job, and school. So that's a good topic sentence. This topic sentence also tells the reader what the 3 supporting points are going to be. So good job here with the topic sentence. So now I've got my 3 supporting points. I'm going to list those in order. I decided on using emphatic order, and I thought that school was the most stress-inducing of those 3 things, and so I saved it for last. And then I added in my transitions. I decided on first, secondly, and finally. And next to each supporting point, I added some specific details that I could discuss in my paragraph. So now, what I'm going to do is I would either print this or keep this next to me on a different screen, and I'm going to open up a Microsoft Word document and start writing my rough draft, going sentence by sentence, starting with the topic sentence, then the first supporting point, then I'm going to add a sentence or 2 of specific details about the first supporting point, then move on to the second supporting point and do the same thing until I have finished my rough draft. Now, remember that we're not done. Once we write the rough draft, we're not finished because we still have to revise and edit. We're going to look at the paragraph carefully. It's very helpful to read each sentence aloud. Reading the sentence aloud will help you to catch any awkward phrasing or if you left out a word. The reading aloud forces you to actually look at the words on the page and examine them carefully. We're going to correct any grammar and spelling mistakes. We're going to reword any sentences that we need to. We're going to add some variety to our sentences, as we did in step 4 in the modules before. Finding different ways to change up our sentence structure so that our writing doesn't become monotonous. All right, so try writing a rough draft on your own. Flip back to that sketch outline, get out a sheet of paper, and see if you can write this paragraph. And then once you've done that, you can take a look at the sample rough draft and final draft that I have provided in the module. Now in the next video, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next rhetorical mode, which is compare and contrast.